situation is led by people who are currently students or faculty at Frost, or those who have had an affiliation with the school in the past. So for us here this morning, we have a really interesting quintet and also added into a sextet and certain tunes led by a really wonderful musician who I'm happy to know, Joey Curreri. He's going to be on trumpet leading the ensemble here this morning. He also composed all the compositions that they'll be playing in their set from both his first EP that he released last year and then also from his second EP. So we're going to start off with a tune from his first EP entitled Minor Setbacks. It's Joey Curreri on trumpet. He's joined by Dylan McHann on tenor, David Mason on alto, and then actually the same rhythm section that you guys heard last week. Connor Rohrer, Mike Ramos, and Lucas Apostoleris graced the Jazz Gallery last week as we heard some of Lucas's original music. But for us here this morning, Joey Curreri and his group to start off with their tune Minor Setbacks here on the Frost Jazz Hour. Yeah. Minor Setbacks, live and direct here on WDNA 88.9 FM, the Frost Jazz Hour, original composition by Joey Curreri as he leads this wonderful ensemble here in the Jazz Gallery for the Frost Jazz Hour. We're here every Thursday morning from 11 a.m. until 12 noon, bringing you live music direct from the Jazz Gallery here from different ensembles associated with the Frost School of Music. Some really incredible music. Huge pleasure to have Joey and this group with us here this morning. Going to have a chance to talk to Joey a little bit later in the program, but for now I wanted to continue with the music. They're going to play another tune from Joey's first EP entitled Forgive Thoughts, now here on WDNA 88.9 FM, the Frost Jazz Hour. Forgive Thoughts live and direct here on the Frost Jazz Hour, WDNA 88.9 FM. I'm your host, Philip Capuzzi. Pleased to be with you here this Thursday morning. As always, I'll be with you as well for the Latin Jazz Quarter from 12 noon until 3 p.m. right after this show, so be sure to stick with the station for that. But for us here this morning, we have quite a bit of music left, but first I wanted to talk with you, Joey, just a little bit. You can use the mic right there, yeah, thanks. I like to ask this question of student leaders as they come in and kind of start to show some of their music, is just this simple question of how do you come to the music and how do you come to be here in South Florida, kind of an origin story of sorts.
Yeah, so I came to Miami to study with Brian Lynch. I think he's the best teacher I could have gotten for this period of my life, and it's been really life-changing for me. And as well as coming to this group and the music, this is what really makes my experience at Frost like truly worthwhile, and just I grow so much from it. I wanted to just surround myself with the best musicians I could, have them play my music, and that's what I did with these guys, and it's been really fun to do that.
Absolutely, yeah. That's really the beauty of music school that I kind of observed in my experience as well. Is, you know, all the classes and the knowledge and information that you gain, of course, is invaluable. But more so than anything, it's really beautiful to be able to connect with different musicians and kind of get into the nitty gritty of why we're all here, you know, as artists and everything. So I'm glad to hear that you had that kind of experience as well. So going back further, I'm curious, you know, in general, how did you come to be interested in music? How did you come to jazz? You know, being from the West Coast and then coming over here down to Florida now.
Yeah, when I was really young, my dad would play Chick Corea and Coltrane in the House. The two records that he played, I'll always remember. They're always my favorites. Tones for Jones Bones off Boss Horn with Blue Mitchell, and Blue Train, and with Lee Morgan on trumpet, and those were my two favorite sounds at the time. I was like, I don't know, 5 or 6 when I heard these at first, I think. But I played piano from age 6 to like 13 or 14. I still play it now, but a classical piano. And then I picked up the trumpet when my 5th grade school had a bit of a music program where we'd get lessons each week. So I played throughout middle school. And then once I got to high school, I was really lucky to be in a program that had 3 big bands and 2 jazz combos. And I just was able to play a lot there. They were great musicians. So in LA, there was like a really great place for me to learn how to improvise and grow there.
Absolutely. And you mentioned Chick and Train, so that kind of leads me to my other question. Would you point to any specific sources of inspiration as either a player or writer or musician in general?
Yeah, I feel like when I write, especially these tunes, when I was writing them, I was thinking a ton about like Chick's music and Train, also Wayne Shorter, Freddie Hubbard. Yeah, those were a lot of the Art Blakey. Those were a lot of the vibes I was going for, and yeah, if I could steal a bit from them, that really helps the music kind of sound all right. But you know, I'll never get to their sound. I'll do my own thing, so it'll be a bit different.
Right. Yeah. No, those influences definitely come across, though. Yeah, it definitely makes sense. Yeah. Thanks so much for being with us here this morning.
Thanks so much for having me.
Of course. Yeah. It's amazing to be able to hear the different kind of musical conceptions that different musicians have in the scene here around South Florida. It's truly fascinating. So we're going to hear some more of Joey's music with his wonderful group after a few messages from the station. Hopefully have a chance to speak with him again briefly later in the program. But for now, we're going to step aside for some important messages from the station and come right back with more live music from the Jazz Gallery here on the Frost Jazz Hour. And welcome back, WDNA 88.9 FM, into the Frost Jazz Hour here as we listen to the original music of Joey Curreri and his group Quintet that expands into a sextet for some of the tunes. We're going to hear from that sextet situation here in just a moment as we foray into some of the tunes from his second EP, entitled EP2. I must say I'm a fan of the name choice there. It's something that I would do myself as well. So this next tune, entitled Generalizations, you're listening to Joey Curreri lead this ensemble on trumpet alongside Dylan McHann on tenor, David Mason on alto, and the rhythm section that we're quite familiar with from last week, Connor Rohrer on piano, Mike Ramos on upright bass, and Lucas Apostoleris on drums. I'm Philip Capuzzi, hosting here this morning. This is the Frost Jazz Hour, and we're going to step back into the music.
Yeah.
Joey Curreri Group live and direct on the Frost Jazz Hour, WDNA 88.9 FM. That last tune entitled Generalizations from his second EP, self-released on Bandcamp, as was the first EP, going back a little bit before then. And just to mention the upcoming shows that we have in the next couple of weeks, some really exciting groups coming in to grace the Jazz Gallery. Next week we have Angel Perez coming in with his quintet, actually a trio of quintets this week into the next couple of weeks. We have, of course, this week Joey Curreri Quintet opening up into a sextet, and then next week Angel Perez and his quintet. Into the following week, as we move into February, Noah Makeover and his quintet will be here. And then after that, the man himself, Shelley Berg, will come in for a solo piano set, followed by Stamps Jazz Quintet under the direction of Etienne Charles on the 17th. And then CJB will come in towards the end of February into the new Creole Ensemble in March. And then actually Connor Rohrer will be back on March 10th. So some really exciting programs coming up in the next couple of weeks. As always, if you guys want to support programming like the Frost Jazz Hour, like the FIU Music Hour, like Jazz Encounters, like all of the wonderful programming that we bring to you on a day-in, day-out basis here at the station, you can visit WDNA.org. You can donate securely. A number of incentives that you can receive in return for your donation. Some really incredible new merch that we designed recently, a new cap, a new T-shirt, both of which I proudly don myself, and that I highly recommend donating to the station to receive. So once more, WDNA.org. You can go donate securely, and it really goes so far to maintain this programming that we have here at the station, and really the South Florida musician and artist community at large as well. So WDNA.org, you can support music like this. So as we move forward, we're going to listen to another tune from the second EP entitled Pondering Snow here on the Frost Jazz Hour. You're listening to the Joey Curreri Quintet. Joey Curreri live and direct on the Frost Jazz Hour, WDNA 88.9 FM. That last tune entitled Pondering Snow from his second EP. He's self-released 2 EPs up to this point on Bandcamp. You can go support his music by purchasing those 2 EPs and listening to his music at your leisure. And we have a little bit more time in the program. I want to leave them enough time for the last tune. But Joey, just to ask you, where can we hear you guys play next? Do you have anything coming up? And then also your senior recital is coming up this semester, or?
Currently we don't have anything as a group coming up. I would love to get some things. I'm actually hoping to use recordings from this and videos to present to venues, and that would have me play. And I'd love to do that because I love playing with this group, and I'm so glad we're playing now after a couple of years of rehearsing and playing these tunes and recording them. My senior recital is May 2nd, so it's a while away, day before my birthday.
Awesome, yeah. You
I'm
guys heard it
excited for
first. Pencil that in, May 2nd for the senior recital. And you also heard open booking schedule for this group. So be sure to contact Joey Curreri Stat after the conclusion of this performance. So they have one more tune for us here this morning as we move towards noon. I'm Philip Capuzzi with you every Thursday morning for the Frost Jazz Hour. I'll be with you as well for the Latin Jazz Quarter after this program, so be sure to stick with the station for that from 12 until 3. But for now, we're going to listen to a tune from the first EP entitled "I for Betrayal" to close out the show.